Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to Celtic Legacy Wrestling. I am the Bard, the Keeper of Scrolls and Teller of Tales. Today I have the honor of presenting to you CLW episode 42. On this episode, you're going to see Succubus versus Safire Reed, Matthew Smyth versus Damien Corvin, the Conduits of Karma versus the Medusa Complex, Gunther versus Ilja Dragunov. Drew McIntyre will be teaming with Joe Coffey to take on the Irish Aces. And in our main event, we're going to find out the final members of the Bloodline teams for Celtic Frenzy. Now let's get to the action. Welcome to Celtic Legacy episode 42. Our opening match, Damien Corvin of the Kings of the North versus Matthew Smyth of the Social Elite. John Guinness is in Matt's corner. Bonesaw is in Damien's corner. The Kings of the North will be defending the CLW Tag Team Championship against the Social Elite at Celtic Frenzy in just a couple of days. Back and forth between these two. Matthew Smyth currently in control of Damien Corvin. Smyth just throwing Corvin into that exposed buckle thanks to Bonesaw. Corvin not affected by it too much as he's taking control of the match. Referee finally replacing that buckle pad, but Bonesaw just threw a kendo stick in the ring. Smyth back in control. I was looking at Guinness on the outside, got confused. Smyth working over Corvin's arm. Meteora from Smyth. 2 count. Corvin has turned things around, now taking it to Smyth, setting Smyth up for something here. Put him up. Feast your eyes, might have knocked Smyth out. Corvin gets the win. Time for tag team action. We got the Irish Aces, JD McDonagh and Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre and Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey has brought Mark Coffey and Wolfgang out with him. And the Draw, who lost to Gallus on our last episode, are accompanying the Irish Aces. You're wondering why these odd pairings are out here. Because at Celtic Frenzy, it's going to be Drew McIntyre and all three members of Gallus taking on Sheamus, JD McDonagh, and the Draw, and an 8-man tag. Ireland versus Scotland. Those of you that have been following CLW this whole season will remember way back in the first episodes, possibly in the championship tournament matches, I made mention of how cool it would be for Drew McIntyre to team with Gallus, and I said it may happen this season. Well, as we've come to the end of the season with Celtic Frenzy, it's going to happen, folks. Gallus boys on top and Drew McIntyre teaming. Face off against the Irish Aces and the Draw. JD in control and going for a pin on Joe Coffey. Sammy showing his frustration on the outside. Coffey getting a tag while JD was jumping in and out of the ring for some reason. McIntyre now legal. JD slips out of that, taking out McIntyre's knee. Irish Aces double team with a back body drop. Sheamus and McIntyre now going at it. Sheamus and McIntyre have had their history this season. So have Gallus and the Draw. No better way to end the season at Celtic Frenzy than a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. Ireland versus Scotland. Prove the superiority. Which country is the superior country in CLW? McIntyre going for a tag as JD is taunting the crowd. But JD's able to catch Joe as he comes in and just busted him open with that DDT. Both McIntyre and Joe are down. McIntyre finally getting up. That spinning clothesline from Coffey may have taken JD out, but no, he kicks out at a 2. Double team. Double hip toss and elbow drop by Drew and Joe. Drew from the second rope. Tagging in Joe. JD needs to get out of this match. Mark Coffey distracting JD. Joe up. Able to catch JD from behind. Sheamus now legal. A knee strike taking out Joe. But Drew's in to make the save on that pin attempt. Sheamus in the corner, double team coming in. Double clothesline. Sheamus countering Glasgow Kiss. Mark Coffey again, distracting Sheamus this time as Drew attacks Sheamus from behind. Another double team by Drew and Joe. Slingshot suplex. Joe now to the second rope. Flash to the back of Sheamus. Looking to end this. Glasgow send off by Joe Coffey. Looks like JD's breaking the pin though. Joe has been maintaining control over Sheamus, but Sheamus is up. As Joe makes a tag, Sheamus should have got out of the ring. For some reason he just was too dazed or something to tag. Drew now taking control. Drew to the top rope, taunting Sheamus to get up. Takes him down. Drew taunting the crowd, but he's got Sheamus cut off from a tag. Sheamus still going for that tag, but Drew catches him. Face first into the buckle, it looks like. Sheamus really needed to get a tag, but this team of Drew and Joe have cut the ring in half. Sheamus onto the top rope. What's Drew got in mind here? Could be the white noise stealing Sheamus' own move. White noise from the top rope. looking to end it. Sheamus kicks out. The bruising so obvious on Sheamus. Coffey not paying attention, and Sheamus finally gets a tag. JD now legal. A discus clothesline again from Joe Coffey. Turning his attention to Sheamus. He should have been trying to end the match. Sheamus isn't even legal, but he wants to make sure Sheamus isn't gonna break a pin, I guess. Setting JD up. Headbutt between the shoulder blades and a suplex. Drew now being distracted by Sammy D, giving JD the opportunity for a pin that only makes it to 1. Way more out of nowhere. Sheamus breaks the pin. I believe JD was busted open on that Claymore. We already know that Claymore has caused concussions in the past to Andre and CM Punk. That was second Claymore, and Drew gets the victory for his team. Our next matchup, Ludwig Kaiser versus Ilja Dragunov. These two have been a tag team in Imperium. Imperium has been having issues for weeks now. It all began with Ilja eliminated Gunther at the Edinburgh Rumble. Ilja and Ludwig then had some dissension in their tag matches. On the last episode of CLW, we saw Gunther get a victory over Ilja. Well, Kaiser was the guest referee. Ilja was not happy with Kaiser, saying as his tag team partner, he should have favored him in that match as the ref. Gunther felt that Ilja shouldn't have eliminated him in the Rumble. There's been so much dissension in Imperium that I can now reveal another matchup at Celtic Frenzy in just 2 days. It's gonna be a triple threat. Gunther versus Kaiser versus Dragunov, to see who is the most superior out of the Imperium group. One would have to think this is the end of Imperium as we go into Celtic Frenzy. And who is going to win? The ring general, Ludwig Kaiser, or Ilja Dragunov? We'll find out in just 2 days as we close out this CLW season in preparation for 2K26 and a whole new beginning for CLW. There will be new championships, new shows, new rosters. Ilja in control of Kaiser, taking him down. Nowhere for Kaiser to go as he takes that. And I thought I was just about to say Ilja has won, but Kaiser got out. Kaiser rolls out of the way. Now trying to come back. Kaiser going for a pin. Gunther did not even come out to be in either one of his men's corner. I believe Gunther has had enough with both of these guys and just wants them to destroy each other before that triple threat. Kaiser still fighting, maintaining control over Ilja. Ludwig has got Ilja in trouble and he's setting him up here. Busting Ilja open and going for a pin. Kaiser has beaten Dragunov. Tag team action next. We've got the Medusa Complex, Millie, McKenzie, and Harley Hudson versus the Conduits of Karma, Kaia, McKenna, and Hannah Taylor. We know at Celtic Frenzy in just 2 days, Kaia McKenna will be defending her Celtic Championship against her partner, Hannah Taylor. It doesn't seem to have come between them that they'll be facing each other. They had a tag match a couple of episodes ago against the Coven, in which the Coven was actually victorious. However, they're back out here to take on the Medusa Complex, and Hannah is in control of Harley at the moment. Hannah and Kaia have had a close relationship. Even when Raven Creed was a member of the Conduits of Karma and things fell apart between Raven and Hannah, Kaia took Hannah's side, was the guest referee in a match that they had, and called it down the middle. But Kaia has always supported Hannah since Hannah came to CLW. And now the two will be facing off for the Celtic Championship. This should be an awesome matchup. The two of them working well as a team still. Kaia trying to end this with a submission, but Harley rolls out. Harley now taking control of Kaia. Double team coming in as Medusa is making her first appearance in this match. Forearm from the outside and a splash. Going for a pin as Harley stands guard. Hannah still comes in and goes after Harley, it looks like, but changed her mind. Kaia able to now take control of Millie. Submission attempt by Kaia. Is Millie gonna tap out? Harley in a little late. Kaia setting Millie up. Neck breaker. Harley wants a tag bad. Double team coming in by the Conduits of Karma. Looks like that double slam. Hannah going for a pin. 2. The Conduits win. Our next matchup is Succubus with Raven Creed versus Sapphire Reed with Anita Vaughn. At Celtic Frenzy, it's going to be the Brood defending the CLW Women's Tag Team Championship against Hyperactive. Sapphire Reed in control of Succubus. Hyperactive won the chance to be the challengers for the Tag Team Champions at St. Patty's Gold Rush, where Hyperactive won that triple threat match. The Brood lost the Tag Team Championships to Lita and Victoria at St. Patty's Gold Rush. But on the following episode of CLW, in our rematch, the Brood won their championships back. And while the Brood have been impressive since forming, Hyperactive have been a team this entire season of CLW. And the championships have eluded them. Can Hyperactive finally win the Tag Team Championship at Celtic Frenzy? Back and forth between Succubus and Sapphire. As we get close to closing out this season of CLW before 2K26 releases, and we have a whole new start with new championships, new shows, new rosters. So many surprises coming. We're just 2 days away from Celtic Frenzy, which will close out this season. Sapphire catching Succubus with a clothesline as she entered the ring. Sapphire in control of Succubus. Kicks all over. Whatever you do, don't miss the relaunch of Celtic Legacy Wrestling. Sapphire to the top rope as Raven Creed is removing the buckle pad. Forearm from the top. Succubus is in trouble. Stomps from Sapphire. Big knee going for the pin. Succubus is busted open. Springboard moonsault. Succubus really hasn't been able to get anything going in this match. Raven now distracting Sapphire from the outside. Succubus making her way up, but it wasn't enough of a distraction. Springboard splash, and I thought that was it, but Succubus kicked out at the last possible second. Sapphire still in control. What? The lights went out. Succubus is now behind Sapphire. What in the world was that? But Safire is still able to maintain control as Raven is throwing a kendo stick in the ring. Safire still in control of this match. Is this a sign of what's going to happen in that title match at Celtic Frenzy? Are Hyperactive going to dominate? Safire has won. Time to find out the final members of the Bloodline teams. And it is The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fatu. Team will be The Rock, Yokozuna, Umaga, and Nia Jax. And CM Punk's team will be Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bret the Hitman Hart, and AJ Lee going into the Bloodline Rules Championship match at Celtic Frenzy in just 2 days. This is a rivalry of the ages, The Rock and Stone Cold. Reignited in CLW as part of this Bloodline Rules. CM Punk will be defending the CLW Championship against Jacob Fatu at Celtic Frenzy. Jacob up on the apron, removing the turnbuckle pad. Referee distracted by that turnbuckle pad as Austin went for a pin attempt. That is pressed and he's busted The Rock open with those punches. 2 count. The Rock now taking control of the match. Rocky with a low blow. Trying to make Austin submit, but Austin's out of there. Back body drop and a kick to the back of the neck. Stone Cold Stunner. But Fatu distracting Austin from the outside. That could have been it. Rock is still out. Rock finally stirring. There's no doubt that Jacob may have cost Austin the match there. Rock sent to the outside. Austin going out after him. Stomping a mud hole in the Rock. Knee. They got to get back in the ring. The Rock was just thrown into Jacob. The Rock in before Austin. Back in the ring at an 8. Rock bottom. Is this gonna be it? Kick out. Punk is trying to get the crowd behind Austin. Rock back in control. Austin to the outside. Go right back in. Rock maintaining control. Should be looking to finish off this match. Sharpshooter. I don't think Bret Hart is going to appreciate that. I think he represents CM Punk on his Bloodline Rules team. Rock going for another pin attempt here. Austin kicks out. People's elbow incoming. People's elbow. Is that gonna end it? The Rock has beat Austin with the People's elbow. Looks like Jacob Fatu has recruited The Rock, and CM Punk made a phone call to Stone Cold Steve Austin for their Bloodline Rules match at Celtic Frenzy. Celtic Frenzy is just a couple of days away. You're not going to want to miss this huge event. So unless you're the Village Idiot, you should like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.